Welcome back to GAA Fan TV. Errigal Ciaran 116, Dungannon 111. This is the instant match reaction here on GAA Fan TV, where we break down games, discuss games after they have happened. And yeah, a Dublin man watching the Tyrone Senior Football Championship probably doesn't happen too often. But to be fair, I have watched my fair share of Tyrone games down the years because it's always worth the value, always worth the bit of quid that you pay to watch a stream there, because it's always entertainment and it's always high value, and that's certainly what we got in this game. Conditions absolutely dreadful, in a similar way for when we were discussing the East Kerry win over Kenmare Shamrocks. Very similar for this game. Conditions very bad, but it didn't stop it being a very, very entertaining game. The Canavans, the trio of Canavans, absolutely outstanding once again from a Errigal Ciaran point of view. Rory Canavan bagging himself 1-3. Dara Canavan hitting 5 points. Dara Canavan actually setting up Rory Canavan for the opening goal as well, which really did set the tone for Errigal Ciaran, who, started like a house on fire. They hit 1-1 in the opening couple of minutes, built up a bit of a lead, and for Dungannon, it was always hard for them really to find a way through Errigal Ciaran. Dungannon really had to work for their scores, I felt. Trying to get Paul Donaghy involved. He finished the day with 3 points, trying to get that ball inside into him. But, in fairness to Errigal Ciaran, they were really well set up defensively. That goal they conceded came right at the end, and Dungannon just couldn't really find the way through. Patrick Quinn hit a couple of lovely points. Conor McKee was on the score sheet as well. But in fairness to Errigal Ciaran, very well set up defensively and hitting Dungannon on the counter-attack brilliantly. And, Rory Canavan, I think he was one of the main reasons why I wanted to watch this game, to be honest, because there's so much hype around them. And I've seen a good bit of him play with the under-20s, the Tyrone under-20s, obviously in their All-Ireland win. He looks like a serious, serious talent. And I think, Tyrone need to get him into the senior team next year. Maybe you don't start him, fair enough. But, there's a fair few lads in Tyrone at the moment that don't want to play for Tyrone. So I think with a player and a talent in Rory Canavan, I think you need to get him. You need to find a way to get him into that team, because he looks like a very, very good player. He really, really does. I mean, some of the points he was kicking were brilliant. He's quick. He's pacey. He's very, very hard to dispossess. You don't really know what way he's going to move next. And once he adds a bit of physicality to his game as he gets older and sort of fills out a bit more, you're going to be looking at a very, very talented player. Make no mistake about that. Dara Canavan, I mean, we've seen him with the Tyrone Seniors in the last couple of years. He's not a half-bad player either. To be fair, very, very talented. 5 points, majority of which were from place balls. And I thought he was very good as well. I mean, that forward line in general for Errigal Ciaran of Peter Canavan, Dara Canavan, and of course Tommy Canavan chipping away with a couple of points in there as well. Very, very hard to keep up with the pace of that. And then when you've got a leader who plays in around midfield, sometimes in the wing-back position, in Peter Hart, who kicked 2 points himself today, Errigal Ciaran have got a good spine to their team. And defensively, they were very, very solid. It was hard for Dungannon to really, really get a sniff. In fairness to them, Conal Devlin got a lovely score as well for Errigal Ciaran. Cormac Quinn on the score sheet. But Errigal Ciaran, in the end, able to see out the victory. I mean, it was never really in doubt. They were very, very comfortable going down the home stretch. And for Dungannon, the game was really beyond them from about the 45th, 50th minute. Even with that late goal, Errigal Ciaran responded brilliantly. They kept possession well and took their chances when it came. And in the end, that was the most important thing from a Errigal Ciaran perspective. They will play Dromore in the semi-finals. That will be a very interesting game, and certainly one that I think I might tune into as well if they don't have that on TG Cahir or RT. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, cheers to anyone who tuned in. Apologies to anyone who tuned in to the previous stream for this game or for this reaction. My internet is having an absolute howler at the minute, but I think it's held up all right this time around. So that's good news. So yeah, cheers anyone who's tuned in. Smash the like button, subscribe. Let me know your thoughts on the game for anyone who did watch it. We'll be going live at 8:30 this evening with Matthew Hurley from the GAA Statsman podcast to run through all the weekend's club action and big talking points. Certainly a lot of big talking points from the club action, from club games this weekend. A lot of big shocks, surprises, thrills and spills and all the rest. So yeah, if you enjoy watching plenty of club content on the channel, then I recommend subscribing and tuning into that one at 8:30. I'll see you all later. Cheers anyone who tuned in.